Oh, Lord. It didn't let me use my camera that I like, but that's okay, because if you can hear, you'll be fine. Only thing you need to be able to do is go in and oh crap, and apply. So I'm gonna post the link to the grant list in the chat. It's also, if you're on Instagram, it is in the link is in the bio. Okay, not any better. Okay, so we're going to avercomvs.com and we're clicking on grants. We are on the first grant, which is Digital Undivided in AWS Impact Accelerator Fund, Black Founders Fund. This one is due today. That's why I came on today. It's due today at midnight. If you're just really good like that, you'll be able to um, complete it. The biggest part of it is you have to have a 60-second video pitch, a 2-minute product pitch, and a 2-minute video pitch. So if you can put those things together, the rest of the application is pretty much straightforward. Just questions, just um, some questions about the business. Okay. So what it is, it's an accelerator program. Accelerate your startup in 8 weeks. It's $225,000 total in total award. It is $125,000 cash grant and $100,000 in AWS Activate credits. If you want to learn more about AWS, it is an Amazon product, hosting, and a whole lot of other things. They let you use part of their backbone. They have hands-on workshops, roundtable discussions, tech deep dives. You may not understand how beneficial this is, but when I was part of Digital Undivided's accelerator, it was only a week long, and it really changed the way that I do business. It really changed the way that I do business. They gave me so much insight. I got to see so many business owners, women that were a couple steps ahead of me, and they really charted the path to get there. So even if some of these grants, if the only thing they're saying is, okay, well, we can give you, we're going to give you some training. We're going to give you $2,000, but we're also giving you free training. Don't sleep on that, because um, that's no joke. The trainings are major, major. Let's see if this is better. Probably not, but that's okay. Too ghetto, just too much. You get to join their community. You get an extended team. And I want to go over a few of the questions on here and give you some ideas of how to respond to them. I did, for my Level Up Club members, I posted these questions, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I posted this last week to give you a sense of what to expect. So a few things that you may not have. Sometimes we're just in business and we're just doing business and just moving to the next thing, and we haven't fully developed our brand and our image. So this one is, what is your company's one-liner? What's a one-liner that describes everything about your business 1 to 2 sentences. This is something, once you come up with it, copy and paste it, put it inside a Google Doc, because all of the grant applications are going to ask you something like this. Next question is, describe the problem you are solving or the business pain you are addressing. Sometimes we don't know that because we haven't done a deep dive into our business. In Avercom's 3-day intensive, we talk a lot about pain and what value you add to your customer instead of what product do you sell. What problem are you solving for your customer? That's what this question is asking. The next question is, what's your company's core product and service and unique technology advantage? If you haven't done the work on that, your product is not everything. If somebody says, well, what can you do? Well, we can do everything. That doesn't translate to a customer. I need to know, what's the exact problem that you solve? What's your main core item that you're offering, that you are driving traffic to that? If you don't know that, definitely that's some work that you need to do. What industry best applies to your company? It's just a drop down. What is your unique competitive advantage or your differentiators? One of the differentiators for me is I work one on one. I am a Black woman owned business that has faced the unique challenges of starting a business and running a business with no bank capital, and using my own capital. And I've been doing it for almost 10 years, and because I've gone through that, I can speak to the challenges that my customers face right now, and I can get them to the next step because I've been there already. So what is your unique competitive advantage? Why are you and your team uniquely qualified? Why are you uniquely qualified to solve this problem? Why are you and your team uniquely qualified? What do you see as the biggest challenge for your company in the next 6 to 12 months? You might say, oh, nothing, everything's going good over here. Well, that's not realistic, and also that's not what they want to hear. So if you haven't done your SWOT analysis, there's one inside of Small Biz Pro. If you are in Level Up Club, you should have access to that to do the SWOT analysis to determine what are your threats, your upcoming threats. I'll give you an example. My upcoming threat is I have an influx of clients. I have some help, but eventually I will have to stop building websites for my company. I still do the actual builds. I have vendors that and coders that I work with if I don't feel like doing some part of it. But for the most part, I build all the websites for my business. But that is a threat to my business because it's not scalable. So that's the SWOT, SWOT analysis if you're in Small Biz Pro. If you're not, I have an affiliate code and you can use that. So aside from that, with AWS, again, you have to have a link to your pitch deck. So a pitch deck is your PowerPoint presentation of your ideas of how you're selling your business, how you're presenting yourself to your business. It's basically a pitch, but in a presentation form. You also have to have a 2-minute video about your team, a 2-minute video about your product. This is why it's good to have already done that work to understand your product, understand the value that you add to your customer, and speak to that. So if you don't have those things, certainly start working on those things. So that's AWS. We're done with that. That's AWS, $125,000 in cash, and $100,000 in AWS credits. So let's go back to the Avercom. Go back to avercomvs.com, click on grants. if you don't already have it open. Oh, and AWS is again due today at midnight. So if you don't have it, I mean, if you built like that, you can, get those videos together. I've done it before, but I mean, I was a career college student for a long time, so I'm used to last minute projects and staying up all night studying for something. But if that's something you want to do, there's also a $10,000 grant called Fast Break for Small Business. It is a collaboration between LegalZoom, NBA, the WNBA, and NBA G League. Um, their goal is to spend, or what they've committed to, $6 million in grants and legal Zoom services. They're using um, Axion Opportunity Fund. If you haven't heard of them, you should definitely check that out for your funding. They don't have grants, but they do offer small business loans to people that have certain challenges on their credit. It's Axion, Accion Opportunity Fund. And you can also find that on the website in the blog if you can't get to it. But what the NBA, the WNBA, uh, is offering through the Fast Break for Small Business program is a $10,000 cash grant and one free legal Zoom product of your choice. A free legal Zoom product of your choice. And an additional product of up to what is this? Valued at $500. And the grant ends, the due date is May 27th. So you do have a little bit of time. I applied for this one, and the application is not that bad. They do have some key points that you don't want to miss out on because they're very strict on who qualifies for this. Um, you must be a actual business, as in you must be incorporated as a LLC, S corp, C corp, or sole proprietorship, um, a fictitious name, statement, or DBA. You must have an EIN. You must be registered with the IRS with the and have an EIN. Um, you must have a city, state, or federal license to do business, and any other professional license that you're supposed to have. You must have an annual revenue of less than $1 million because they're trying to reach smaller businesses that haven't hit that six-figure mark. I mean, that haven't hit the $1 million mark. You must have a business bank account, and I know that this alone has knocked a lot of businesses out for this grant because a lot of the businesses that I know that may have been in business for a while may not have a business bank account, or even if you're just getting started, say you've been open for a year or so, you don't have that much cash flow, so you may not have a business bank account. Go get one immediately. If you don't have one, you do not qualify for this grant, but definitely keep looking because there are other grants that this applies, that you will be able to um, take advantage of. But just as a best practice, it's good to have a business bank account and not to ever commingle funds because that opens you up to legal liabilities that you may not be prepared for, as in you're commingling funds. So if I sue you, I can sue you instead of suing your business. I'm not an accountant or a lawyer. Definitely fact check that. I just know, per my accountant and per my lawyer, I don't need to commingle funds, and I need to have a business bank account, and I do. So it's a quick, and then you can't be in any industry that's prohibited. Uh, Things like credit. Sometimes they are strict on credit stuff, but other tobacco, alcohol industry probably don't allow that. But if you don't know, go in and apply for this one. And that was the Fast Break for Small Business grant done by LegalZoom MBA WMBA. It's $10,000 cash and then $500 worth of LegalZoom products. It is due May 27th. I'm going to jump off of Instagram and allow my Facebook to stream. And I'm streaming on YouTube. So if you miss any of this, go to the YouTube video and watch it. Okay, so we just ended that on Instagram. Let's go to the next one. Now, the next one is really awesome because you hardly ever see a grant like this. This grant is from Progressive, and they are offering $25,000 to help a business owner buy a car for the business. I haven't seen anything like that, but I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. So let's get the details of this. Let me check on my YouTube live. Okay, you guys are good. Oh no. Oh no. Yes. Okay. 1 second, you guys. All right, there we go. So it's called Driving Small Business Forward with Forward. I have these in the lines in. Driving Small Business Forward with Progressive Commercial Insurance. This is found on Hello Alice. If you do not know about Hello Alice, oh my gosh. Hello Alice is it's been a hub for me for all things supportive for businesses. And they have all the grants. I mean, they don't have everything, but they have a lot of resources for women-owned, Black-owned, LGBTQ, Latino, any minority group. They have your back. They got what you're looking for. So that's you have to go to Hello Alice and set up an account. It's free. It is free. The account is free. But create a username and password and get the account. And then when you go in, there's a button at the bottom inside of your dashboard, and you just click on grants. And that will pull this one up. You'll see the Driving Small Business Forward with Progressive Commercial Insurance. So let me read the details of this to you. Okay, so it's a fund that will give you $25,000. They're looking for 10 small business owners. Don't let that deter you. Still apply. I don't want you to be like, "Oh, it's only 10 people. What are my odds?" You have no idea. Shoot your shot. And I mean, get in there. Get in there. $25,000 towards the purchase of a commercial vehicle to accelerate the business. The business must be at least 51% owned and operated by Hispanic identifying entrepreneur. They say Hispanic identifying entrepreneur. The key is owned and operated by. So just because the person who owns it is 51% Hispanic owned, it must also be operated by somebody at least 51% owner. I mean, at least 51% Hispanic. So that's their rules. You must have demonstrated a need for a commercial vehicle. So you can't just be like, "Oh, I really would like to have a new car for my business." You must show that having this car is going to elevate your business, and that is necessary for your business operations. Um, or at least I would try to word it that way. There's no real formula to these, um, but that's how I would try to word it. A commitment to a local community. A lot of them, the loans want to, I mean, the grants like to see you interacting with the community, and a clear plan to keep your business moving forward. The application is due June 17th. Again, all this information is on the website. They If you have an account with Hello Alice, and you have applied for a grant before, some of this will already be um, pre-filled in. But one of the questions is, how will you maximize this $25,000 grant towards the purchase of a commercial vehicle to meet your next milestone? So talk about the plan that you have. When they say milestone, you can say, hey, this car, we're here now. This car is going to help us get here. I would say include some numbers and maybe how much money it will add to your bottom line. These are just my thoughts. You don't have to do what I say, but it would be good to go into that. What obstacles or challenges have you faced in purchasing either your uh, first or an additional commercial vehicle? Because they want to help someone who needs help, not a business necessarily. They want to see that you face challenges. It's a pretty short, and after that, there's only one more question. In what ways do you and your business support your customers and community? Other than that, the rest is just demographic stuff, and that's the whole application. So that was driving small business forward with Progressive Commercial Insurance. Um, the $25,000 grant towards the purchase of a car is due June 17th. The next one is the eBay Up and Running 2022. This one is, if I'm remembering correctly, this one is exclusively, yes. To be eligible for this one, you must be an existing eBay seller with an active listing in the past 6 months, with an above standard or top rated performance level. So this is to all my eBay sellers. It's a $10,000 grant. They have committed to awarding more than $500,000 in grants and education resources to help a small business stay up and running. They will offer $10,000 cash, eBay education and coaching, um, and more. So this is due June 10th. Oh, you also have to have been, oh, okay, let me read this again. You have to be an existing eBay seller with an active listing in the past 6 months with an above standard or top rated performance level. Or you can be a new eBay seller who has joined between June 2021 and February 28th of 2022. That's due June 10th. Let's see if they have any questions. Again, this is Hello Alice, so a lot of the stuff is filled in. If they have any, why did you become a small business owner? That's part of your backstory. You should have a story to your business. Stories sell. You should have a story that goes along with your business, and everybody does. It's just that it seems mundane to you because you lived it. But I'm certain that it's interesting to other people. What are your online selling goals, and how are you working towards those goals? How are you going to use the money? In what ways are you committed to learning and growth as an e-commerce business? And what is your biggest accomplishment? Those are the only real questions. Everything else is more demographic stuff. And that's the eBay Up and Running 2022, specifically for eBay sellers that meet those qualifications. The next one is the Hello Alice has won themselves the 5K Small Business 2022 Small Business Growth Fund. They do several rounds of this, and this is round 2. It is a $5,000 grant that they're awarding to 50 businesses to help them make their next move. And it is open through May 20th, 2022. This is a pretty straightforward one. If you have a Hello Alice account, most of this will be filled in. Or if you have already answered these questions and you've taken my advice and set up a Google Doc or some kind of document where you have copied and pasted these answers inside, you can just copy and paste them from that document to here to cut down the time of the application. But there are not that many questions. Please, please, please apply. Don't shortchange yourself in saying, well, I may not get it, but you may get it. And then the last one is one. There are tons of other ones. These are just the ones that I'm talking about today because I don't want this video to go on into infinity. Is the Restaurant Disaster Relief Fund with DoorDash, between DoorDash and Hello Alice. It's $10,000, but they're very specific on how they want this to be used. They want it to be for businesses who have suffered some kind of loss within the last year, suffered from some kind of disaster within the last year, like a natural disaster, fire, flood, or hurricane. And it's a $10,000 grant. Please don't apply if you have not suffered from one of those disasters. If you do know of a business who is struggling and has suffered from that, a restaurant that has suffered some loss, please send this along to them. We love our small businesses and support our small businesses. As a business owner, knowing how hard it is already, but definitely how a natural disaster can affect a business. I'm from Louisiana, so we have hurricanes and tornadoes all the time. And I've lost a building and a business to a tornado or hurricane and had to send all my people home before. So definitely, if you know any restaurant owners that are in need, certainly reach out to them. That is the end of this video. I'm not going to go on and on forever. If you know anything about me, I do my introductions and all that stuff at the end because I don't like small talk. So I just like to get straight to it. If you don't want to listen, I understand. I'm Niall Cook. I'm the owner of Avercom Virtual Solutions. This is a Fund Me Friday video. I believe and understand that Black and Latino women do not have equal access to capital, and they are the focus of my entire business model. I work with anyone, but I am passionate about working with Black women and Black businesses, Latino businesses in general, to help equalize the playing field and to show them how to get around a lot of the barriers to entry that we face. So please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to do something about this. The screen is this camera is terrible. But please subscribe. And if you have any questions about any grants, go to our website. And we have a lot of things there. If you would like us to pick up your business or be part of our Level Up Club, you can reach out for an initial consultation and I'll see if you qualify, because I am choosy on the businesses that I work with are typically service-based businesses because I offer the best impact to you guys. All right, I'm out. It's Friday. I'm gonna go have date night with my husband. Bye.